Hello and welcome back to Stranded Deep. My name is Agoork. How the heck are ya? I am back with a new series. I don't really know what to call it yet, and I'm actually going to probably wait until after the first episode to give this series a name, and that will become kind of more obvious a little later. We're playing a normal game here, standard settings and everything, and I'm just going to get this going while I talk. This is the map that we're going to be playing on. We've got the bosses all fairly close to the island. I've got my custom island, Broken Island, inserted here. I've tried to keep it quite compact just for the purpose of this playthrough. So yeah, all standard settings, and I'm going to get that to start while I explain what's going on here. So basically in this series, I am going to be trying to defeat the game without setting foot on one single island. And again, if you saw my previous video where I kind of introduced this idea, it shouldn't be possible to do this on an island survival game. The whole point is to live on an island and to survive. But this is what I'm going to do, and I'm breaking the game in order to do this. And we'll see if we can make this work. Basic rules. I cannot set foot on dry land. I'm allowed to use shipwrecks. I'm allowed to use my raft. I'm allowed to build a raft if I can find the resources for it. I can stand on the edge of the beach, and I can see there's a rock over here. I'll just give you a little example. If I can find something close to shore, I'm allowed to paddle up to it in my raft. And as long as I'm still standing on my raft and I can reach that rock, I'm allowed to grab it. But as you know, there isn't much that spawns right close to shore like that. It's literally rocks, maybe a cloth, a scrap plank, or a corrugated scrap. And I can't really think of anything else that would spawn that close to shore. Sticks are usually a little bit further in, so you can't really grab them. Yeah. Shipwrecks, I'm allowed to do whatever I normally do with shipwrecks. I'm allowed to loot them. I'm allowed to stand on them. Even if they're intersecting with land, if we have a wreck that is partially on land, for example, I am allowed to stand on the wreck as long as I stay on the wreck. I'm not allowed to step off the wreck onto the beach or onto rocks unless they're underwater. And again, I can also stand in the shallow water, similar to how I grabbed the rock there. I could do that if I was just standing in the water as well. So those are the basic rules, and it sounds like it would be impossible to do, and playing normally, yes, it would absolutely be impossible to do. So what I'm doing here in the beginning, I'm going to just loot a wreck here, and because of what I have to do to make this work is going to take me a little while, I'm going to just head over to my custom island pretty much right away. If I can figure out how to use the raft, there we go. It's been a while since I played the game, so I'm going to be a little rusty. That's my custom island in the background called Broken Island. It's a custom island that I just built recently. I've always had an idea of having a shipwreck with back end sticking up so you can see the propeller, kind of like the Titanic when it sank. The back end went almost vertical in the water. It makes the shipwreck pretty unusable because it's so steep you can't climb up it, you can't go up the stairs or in the doors and stuff. Oh, hello, Mr. Hammerhead, how are you? But it does look pretty cool, at least I think so. So, Broken Island. We've got a broken tanker ship here. We've got lots of rocks and palm trees and normal resources. There's a bit of wildlife. There's shark-infested waters and stuff. Cannot be awarded on a custom island. Okay, so no island hopper for me, apparently. Oh, now we have a goblin shark off to the right here. Okay. We're going for a variety of sharks, apparently. I really like the look of this shipwreck. It looks pretty cool, I think. Now here I'm going to do the same thing as I did on the last island. I'm just going to see if there's any rocks right close to shore. One right there that I can grab. That gives me 2 rocks to start with. I can't grab those ones right there because they're just a little bit too far out of my reach. What have I got in the crates? Okay, 1 leather. Okay, bunch of planks and stuff. Okay, it's not bad loot. Oh, now we have a whale shark. Hello. I guess that would be a whale. Okay, never mind. I don't think whale sharks make whale noises, do they? Nah, they're just big. They just look like whales. Yeah, so you can see here this stairway is too steep and this doorway is too angled. I can't get in it. We've got a nice container here I could break down and use for parts, maybe. And that's it. Otherwise, I can't get anything off of the ship other than this one little crate right here that is spawning on the surface. Other than that, you can't access anything on this shipwreck. Over on the other half here, we have the front end of the ship. We may be able to get down into the forward part of the ship here. Another container that can be broken down, which is nice. And nothing in the console. Okay. Okay, so we can break that door down eventually. I don't have the tools to do that at the moment. And we've got 1 container on the ground here, a piece of cloth, okay. And I can't get anything over here. So that's it, that's all I can loot on these 2 shipwrecks. So this island has absolutely normal loot. All of the wrecks on here have been spawned in with absolutely normal loot. I haven't seeded them with extra stuff that I'll need. And I have to find a way to be able to collect resources and things from the center of the island. But how am I going to do that? Well, one of my viewers did actually guess what I'm about to do here. His name, if I can pronounce this correctly, is Kukakali or Kuchakali. I'll put his name on the screen there. Shout out to you for guessing or correctly interpreting what I was saying in my last video. Good on you. I am now diving into the depths here, and if you've seen my previous challenge episodes, you will know what I'm doing here. I'm basically swimming underneath the island. There's the rest of our tanker poking down below the island. We've got all the cliff faces. There's my raft above me, and I need to surface here for a quick breath. I'm doing this right underneath the sand. So this is that little beach that I landed on. I'm actually underneath it. And there is actually air here. I can breathe, I can grab things through the skin of the island. And under here, what have we here? We have a sea fort. And as you can see, I am now underneath the island. I'm not on the island, I am underneath the island. I can drop my loot here. I've got a stone tool. I'm just going to head over here to this conveniently placed shipwreck where I can crawl between the cliffs and harvest this yucca tree. So this is what I mean by I've broken the island. The skin of the island goes vertically right here up between the plant and myself, so I'm still under the skin of the island. You can completely reach through it and grab everything through the skin. You can even walk through the skin. I'm not going to do that, obviously, because then that would make me walking on land. But one of the cool things with this is that you can pretty much go back onto the island or into the water anywhere around this island. You can just walk or swim or jump through the skin and you're suddenly on the surface. Very, very cool. I have no idea why they've done it this way. You can't go through the skin from the top, but from the bottom or underneath, you can go through anywhere you like. Very, very cool. But look at this perspective. I mean, this is just so cool. When I first tested this out, now obviously in my earlier challenge videos, I did a challenge video where I swam under an island. And at that time, I didn't realize that you could actually surface under there. I thought it was just all underwater and you had to hold your breath. And it wasn't until some months later that I actually thought, well, hey, maybe I could actually come up to the surface underneath a higher point of land and build a base there. And this is the culmination of that thought. Many months later, I finally decided to try it. I built this island specifically for this purpose. I've tried to make it work so that I could swim around under here and harvest resources. I've added the structures because it was difficult to actually build under the island unless you have a sea fort, funny enough, to start building on. If you just try to build, like if I was right where I am right now and I tried to build something, it wouldn't go. I couldn't build it into the cliff or into the ground or anything. It just would not let me build here. So I had to add the sea fort in order to make this work. So now I need a palm tree. I need some palm fronds. I need a coconut. And if I can reach this stupid tree here, we'll chop it down. Come on. No, we'll go for this one here. Now I may have to wait until the tide comes in a little bit, because then it'll put me a little bit higher in the water and I can chop it down that way. So you can only reach so far, so you have to be able to get things that are within reach of being on the surface of the water. Underneath the island here, you're actually basically swimming and floating on the water at sea level, but for some reason the water doesn't actually render under here. Well, obviously because you're not supposed to be here, but as you can see, I'm just swimming in a void, but it is actually water. And we have another sea fort. We'll check that one out a little bit later. There's a few things I have to get done. Oh, we got a snake up there. There's a few things that I need to get done here before it gets dark. Need to build a shelter. And we'll get back to that sea fort tomorrow, I guess, in the next episode. You can see my head when I look up like that. My player bobs up and down in and out of the water, so it turns blue when I go underwater. We've got a shipwreck here. I can grab a crate if I have room. Got to make, have to put something in there. Let's go with the coconuts. Grab that. I love the lighting from under here. It looks so cool. You can see the massive shipwreck over there in the distance. I can grab all the loose items that are on the surface here. There's another yucca plant. You can see where the plants are on the surface of the ground above me. But I can still reach through and grab everything. Okay, it's a little bit fiddly on this wreck. Come on, get it. Ooh, almost jumped through the skin there. That would have been bad. Oh my god, the hitbox on this is so small. Okay, grab that yucca fruit. Hello. Grab it, grab it. There. Okay. Okay, so there I am underwater. And we are on the surface here. What have I got? Got a hammer. That's nice. Drop that. So I've got a couple of yucca fruit. I should be able to grow my own yucca trees down here. I'll have to eventually see if I can find a couple of potatoes. I'll get them going in a farming plot. I should be able to build all the structures I need and everything down here and set up and get prepared to go fight the bosses and then escape. So as you can see here, you can place this shelter on a structure. Why am I stuck here? I think, oh, it's the railing behind me. I gotta jump up on the railing. There we go. I wanted it a little further forward, but I can't really get there, but we'll just put it there, and I'm just gonna save that. Now, as I mentioned in my last video, I will make this island available in the Steam Workshop and maybe on Nexus as well. I've never actually used Nexus, but I believe that shouldn't be too difficult to figure out. So you guys can actually try this out, check out the island, swim underneath here, try and set up your own base, or just play along with me, whatever you like. Experiment with it, edit the island, do what you like, try out your own ideas. We have a rubber dinghy over there, which I should be able to, another snake, I should be able to actually paddle around underneath this island, as long as I don't accidentally paddle myself too close to the edge that I pop out. That would be a bit embarrassing, but certainly could happen. That's why I brought my paddle with me. It's a kind of an odd thing with this game is that when you play with the cartographer and stuff and you build a custom island, if you put in a life raft, it doesn't come with a paddle. Like, why? It should come standard with a paddle. But anyways, you can see the hole in the side of the tanker there. That should allow me access to the whole cargo area. So even though if you play this island normally, you can't get any loot from this tanker, there should be lots of loot for me to access from under here. So yeah, I'm fully aware that this is kind of cheating and breaking the game, and that was the whole point of this series. I thought I would try something really, really different. Oh, another snake. We've got lots of snakes on this island, apparently. And I say apparently because, well, I know we have lots of snakes because I'm the one who built the island. So there are actually 4 snakes on this island. There's 2 giant hogs. There's a bunch of normal giant boars, or boars, I guess you call them. Here I'm trying to build a smoker, and I'll need to build a water still as well, but I don't think I have the resources for it yet. I'll have to go do a bit more harvesting of logs and things. But we're getting dark here, so I think I'm going to just... Oh, I need to level up too. I think I'm just going to call it a night. How do I level up? What can I build here? I can build a fire. I did that. Lashings, spears maybe? Hammer? I don't really want a hammer. I already have a refined hammer. Kindling. Okay, I've only got 1 stick. I can make lashings. Okay, that leveled me up. Okay, so I'm leveled up enough now to build the smoker and a water still, but it's dark, so I'm going to call it an episode here. That was episode 1. Think of a name for me for this series. Living under an island, something like that, I don't know. Beating the game while living under an island. It has to be relatively short, but relevant to what I'm doing. And yeah, leave a comment down below what you think of this and what you think a good name for this series would be, and I'll maybe add that to my next episode. Anyways, that's it, guys. That's all I'm going to do. I'm saving here. I'm going to sleep, and we'll continue this from this point in the next episode. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like, subscribe, and we'll catch you again in the next episode. Bye for now.